Welcome everybody here to the iRacing Superspeedway for the East Coast Online Sim Association Superspeedway Series right here on the Extreme Sim TV. Qualifying underway. And got a few drivers on track right now. So right now on pole, the number 43 of Jeffrey Oldrun with a qualifying time of 57.425. And it's the top about 5, even really top 7, top 8, really within 0.02 of a second here so far in the qualifying order. As qualifying, getting ready to wrap up here. Tonight's race is only going to be a 25 lapper, but there's 2 of them tonight. Quite interesting schedule for tonight. It's going to be interesting to watch, and iRacing Superspeedway always has some interesting racing. Of course, a fictional track. I believe it's as you see a car. I don't know if he meant to do that or was just having fun with it. But like I was saying, iRacing Superspeedway actually, I think, originated from NASCAR 2003. Isn't that? Does that sound familiar, Chris?
I'm not sure. I have the history of iRacing. I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure with NASCAR 2003, it used to be named Coca-Cola iRacing, or Coca-Cola Superspeedway or whatever, and iRacing transferred it over here, and it's actually supposed to be named the Coca-Cola iRacing series, Coca-Cola Superspeedway, but due to licensing, it was named iRacing Superspeedway. But qualifying has wrapped up. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. On pole, like we said earlier, the number 43 of Jeffrey Oldrun with a 57.425. Right beside him, Robert Barney with a 57.4 as well. Starting in row 2, the 07 George Burns. Right alongside him, George Wells. In row number 3, William Kerwin and Keith. In row number 5, Travis Gilbert and Philip Monzo. Oh, sorry, that's row 4. Then row 5, Gene Watson with Dylan Picklesmere.
Alright, and then we got Tom Teagan and Dominique Abatiello rounding out the 11th and 12th position. As we look a little bit further down the list, we've got Joshua McKinney and Doug Shaver. And then rounding out the 15th, we got Al Likens.
So that's tonight's starting lineup here for race number 1 for tonight for the East Coast Online Sim Association Superspeedway Series. Of course, in the Arkham Menard Series car, as we're getting ready, they're all getting gridded up, ready to go as pace car are off and away. So tonight's race is going to be very interesting to watch. No faster pairs tonight, so what you got is what you got. There's no going down pit road, no oops button tonight. As you can see, that iRacing pace car leading the field to green, and you can just see how banked this track is. So Chris, 25 laps, that's all you got. What are you doing?
Oh man, first off, I've never had the chance to even drive this track, but just looking at it, the long straightaways, the high bank and the turns, I don't know. I don't know if I'm hanging out in the middle or in the back, or if I feel safer in the front.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to tell. I mean, 25 laps, not a lot of time, but it is a very long track, and almost sometimes I've had the chance a couple of times to race in at least the Xfinity car. You got to be careful in the corners because you come in and the car likes to float up the track very violently all of a sudden, and if there's a car there, it's game over for that car and possibly game over for cars behind them. As you can see just how banked that oval is. This pace car coming around to the start finish line, going to pull down to the safety of pit road, and we'll get this party started. Pace car off and away. It's in the hands of the starter. Green flag here from iRacing Superspeedway, and we're underway here at iRacing Superspeedway. About equal jump for both cars. Going to have 2 lanes. I thought maybe the 07 was going to go for the inside look of the 43, but just going to stay in the 2 organized lanes right down there as they get into turn number 1 and 2. And they're still side by side for the lead. Looks like maybe even some 3 wide, almost 4 wide action behind them, as they're all jostling for position, as only 25 laps to work with, and the lines are about equal amount of cars. We'll see how that transpires. I'm not quite sure if the outside line is what you want to be in, but it looks like the 3rd car in the first row hasn't really got caught up to the 07 there. But the short way around is proven to be dominant in the turns.
It looks like the 07's already looking to the middle. I don't know if he's going to tuck in behind or if he's trying to make that 3rd line.
Yeah, you see the 61 on your screen right there. He's 3 wide. I'm surprised he's making his way up. And they're 4 wide now as well, and coming into turn number 1. They're 4 wide there for a little bit, but got a lot of guys backed off, and they're still 3 wide. I'm not sure how the 61 is hanging on, but now starting to show there that 16, and he's going to dive at the bottom. He's going to be the leader of the bottom row. The 61 now the leader of the bottom row, but that high side proving dominant over the long straightaways with all the momentum that they've carried throughout the corner, going back into 3 and 4.
You know, I noticed one thing going in and out of each turn. There's quite a big of a bump.
Yes, there is. I mean, that's why you kind of see. I'm glad to see each line kind of give each other room to kind of make that adjustment on the bump. Like I said earlier, it'll throw your car up, and looks like the 16, he's going to fit it in like a puzzle to the front row. And still, some way the 13's finding a way to keep that car right there in the mix with no help, but he's going to go up to the high line. Really clean racing early on lap 3 of 25 complete in this one. But iRacing Superspeedway is kind of similar to Talladega and how wide it is. It does let you go 3 wide. On the straightaways it's tight going 4, but it will let you go 3 wide. And unlike Daytona, it looks like a little bit of trouble down towards the back of the field, and we got one car maybe possibly wrecking down pit road. The 18 of Doug Shaver. A lot of damage on that front end. And just kind of got all bent out of sorts towards the back of the field. And he's going to take a unattended stop. We'll take a look at the replay here. The 18, that purple Chevy Impala in the middle of your screen, gets hooked by the 08. He's going to take a surprise trip down pit road. We'll see how that kind of shapes out as he's still in his pit box. So we'll have to wait and see if that's going to end his night tonight or not. But 4 of 25 laps complete. And right now it's been a battle of which line do you want to be in? Either the first, second, and even third lane now as we see the 20 and the 341. They're going at it, and they have a lot of momentum coming into turn 1 and 2. The 20, he's going to duck. 341's going to push him all the way up to the front. The 20's going to dive all the way to the bottom line. See how that shapes out for him. But I feel like if you're the lead car, I don't know if I would want to be the lead car early on, especially towards the end of the race, because you're almost like a sitting duck for the last lap.
Yeah, especially with these super speedways and that draft. And, I mean, we even saw it this past weekend in IRL with the Xfinity as well as the Cup. That first car is always in a terrible, terrible position.
All you can do is block and pray. That's all you can do. Is you can see the 61, he's going to take a peek to the inside, but the 20, he goes all the way to the top of the track. Maybe trying to get that momentum that he had earlier, trying to get that third line sorted out, or maybe even trying to find teammates.
He looks a little loose.
Yeah, he does, and almost came down in a little bit of trouble for some of the cars, but he saves it
I think there's
as
something wrong
well.
with that 20 car, or he's just had a bad lap.
He went clear up to the top of the track, and he had the bottom line, and that's where you think you want to be. Now he's like 3 rows back in 3 wide situation. So we'll find out and see how that transpires all out. But it looks like they might be going full wide. A little bit of door banging between the 13 and the 20.
Yep, that 20 wants his position back. He's going to take that high line all solo.
Oh, there's the 18. He's back out on track. Looks like the
Somebody
341.
off
He's
the
gonna.
wall, it sounded like.
Yeah, that might have been the 18 there.
Yeah, so I noticed out of turn 2, it's like a little tabletop. Kind of just go out of turn 2 and go up a little bump and back up onto the straightaway.
Yeah, it's a scary and intimidating bump for sure. I mean, I've seen guys take it and they get real loose. I've never done the ARCA cars on iRacing Superspeedway, but I know with the Xfinity cars, you almost have to lift in the draft to prevent your car getting loose. I remember having a race here and we had like 4 or 5 guys get loose all by themselves in the same corner on the same lap. I'm not sure if that's the same with the ARCA cars or not, but everybody's doing a pretty well job of holding their line. And
yeah, they're not locking bumpers, which is very, very deadly in this car.
Yes, get that front end to go onto the rear end, and then lifts the rear end up, and car just gets spun out like no tomorrow. But as we're going to come around this time by and complete lap number 8, looks like we'll have 18 to go. So 3 wide here for the lead. They've been holding 3 wide very well throughout this whole race, but like we said earlier, this iRacing Superspeedway allows it to be 3 wide, in tight situations 4 wide, if you're talented enough. And it looks like the 341, he is going to try to go down the bottom line, but the 16 closed that door real fast on him, and he's going to be stuck in the middle of 3 wide with no help whatsoever. Seems like no, and there's 4 wide right there. Nice, comfortable, and you see just in that 20, he went from about mid-pack right back up to the front. It's amazing how fast you can see these cars move up to their front and how fast they can drop back to the end of the field. No one car in the 20. He's going to get stuck in the middle of 3 wide with no help. 341 and the 13, they're going to go around him. And it seems like we haven't seen one guy just lead this race so far. It's been constant battling out clean racing so far. Just about halfway with this one. 10 laps of 25 complete. But you don't want to go anywhere after this race. We still have one more race here for the East Coast Online Sim Association Superspeedway Series. As doubleheader for them tonight. The 13-341 now leading their respected lines, and looks like the 3rd line is starting to form up now once again, and now they're starting to get a little bit tighter with one another. Let's go ahead. Let's hear the beautiful sounds of all of these ARCA Menard Series cars here. All 14 of them with Crank It Up. 16 of 25 laps complete here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Earlier on, they had 2 lines formed up really nice, and looks like they're trying to get that second line formed up once again. The 341 Travis Gilbert. He's in that third line. The 20, he's trying to start a third line once again. I mean, what do you do here with 10 to go, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. 10 is just technically pretty much halfway. I don't know. I think I tuck back in behind the second line and just hold it, like they're doing right now. I think I just tuck in there, ride it out. When there's 3 to go, that's when I make my move. I think 3 to go is even too early on this track.
I mean, also with such a smaller field, I mean, we saw the 20 earlier. It only took him about 2 laps to get from the back to the front. See him again, once again, just all by himself, outrunning the inside line. They're going to get 2 cars right back into the front spot. It almost seems like they kind of played trade-off type thing. 2 guys get up to the front, the guys in the back go to the second line and try to overtake them. And oh, the 13 about just got a little loose and about caused some trouble. That was Thomas Teagan. Almost getting loose up there. The 16 now. He's going to get a 3 wide situation with a 341 3.
And
see if he
like
can clear him.
Rubbing the wall almost.
He's going to clear both of them with no help and a little bit of contact between the 13 and 341. I'm going to keep it straight, keep it green. That was amazing to watch the 16 all by himself. Got a slingshot from the draft and got around both of those lines. This 52 back in the back bounces off the wall a little bit. Is right now the 16 of Robert Carney.
That 20 has been glued to the wall the last couple turns.
That made me think maybe a little bit of tire wear. I don't know how much tire wear these ARC cars get from iRacing Superspeedway. I wouldn't imagine a whole lot. As a 341, he's going to just put a nose in there to make a 3 wide line once again. Let's see if he can clear the 16 this time. I don't know if he's going to have enough momentum that time on the inside line. And of course, take the short way around the track. It's amazing to see these cars, how the ability to kind of slingshot off each other with no help and get to the front like the 16 did earlier, as we're trying to see 2 uniform lines once again form up again. And we'll see if the 20 does a slingshot maneuver. And it looks like he will do it, but I think a little too late as he's clear up in the corner. But still gaining time as well, side drafting on 3. It's amazing to watch how well these cars side draft off each other and how much momentum the 20 has right now, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get around the 16. Only the 341.
Looks like he's going to get himself a pusher up there.
Remain here at iRacing Superspeedway for race at number 1 of the night. As the 16 of Robert Barney, he leads it off and maybe a little bit of a block. That went a little bit late, but now we're 3 wide. And the 341 might have enough momentum to get around.
I think the 341's got what it takes to win this race. That's my pick. I'm locking it in.
Lock it in for the 341. I gotta say the 20's been moving around there a lot too. I've seen him go from the back to the front, to the back to the front. I think if he's in the right spot, I think he can pull it off with a win. So I'm gonna go with the 20.
The only thing I have to say about the 20 is he's moving around so much. Up, down, low, high, doesn't matter if he bumps into somebody. I just don't know if he's got anybody that's going to push him.
That is very true. He's really side drafting those cars. Will be interesting to find out. See how it all shapes out with 5 laps to go here at iRacing Superspeedway for the East Coast Online Sim Association Vet2Track Superspeedway Series. As they're 3 wide again, once for the lead.
Yep. Right now, it's about time to find out who your friends are.
find who your friends are, and then decide if you're going to bail on them at the last minute to get the win.
Oh yeah, kind of like Blaney did to Bubba.
Hopefully we don't see a big wreck like that, but it might be a little bit of entertainment. Not going to be very, some of the drivers might not be very enthused with that, but coming around to complete lap 22, 4 laps to go from that racing superspeedway.
So what do you think the 61 or the 91's thinking right now? Do you think he's going like, all right, I got this. And does 91. He really have it?
Oh,
is that number wrong?
Yeah, I think you're right. The 91. Yeah, it's wrong, I believe, on this. Oh,
it's actually
the monster.
There's 61 or 19. The number's not accurate.
The guy leading the race, or?
Yeah, the guy leading the race.
Yeah, he has the 61 on his car. He listed the 91. The 61, I don't know. I mean, if I'm the leader, I feel like I'm a sitting duck. I mean, you gotta think about that. See how the outside line gets the momentum off the corner. I mean, you have the advantage in the corners. You pull away about one car, but over time, over the over the long straightaway, you lose that advantage very much. Like we're seeing with 11, he's going to pull about even coming into turn 3 and 4. I think with the 61, you're coming to the white flag. I mean, this track is so wide, so much potential for, especially coming to the end, 3, 4, 5 wide, that we may see.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, and here's the big one towards the back.
Big question though, is a 341, and it looks like he got taken out.
Yeah, he got into that one and got into it big. No faster pace for these guys, and they almost made it to the end. But the last couple lap little dash to the end, a lot of guys trying to jostle for position. That sort of deal. If we want to take a look at the replay, as we see the 13 there get kind of hooked by, looks like the 52, but I think he comes up on the 52 as well. If we take a look at the kind of the slow-mo of it, 13 comes up on the 52 a little bit, brings it into the outside retaining wall. They get together and they're just going to collect a whole bunch of friends to come along with them, and looks like the 11 there got a little bit of the water barrels, checking to see if there's any water in them, if the track crew did their job. But it looks like the track crew did their job. And caution number 1, I can't believe to say it, but caution number 1 on the speedway. Super speedway, that is.
Man.
Looks like we don't have.
We got one green-white checker?
One green-white checker to finish this off, so it's either make it to the checkered flag this time, or it's caution ends the race.
Man, look how big that slope is. Watching those cars come down from that point of view.
Imagine just the sheer G-forces if this was a real-life track. That sheer amount of G-forces, because they're going into these corners almost at 200 and some odd miles an hour. 210 at sometimes. Let's see, I'll get an official speed into a corner real quick. Then the draft in the corner, you're going 200 miles an hour. And even with the cup cars, you're going about 230 in the corner. So just the amount of sheer G-forces it does put on the car and everything. Wonder if that's properly physicsed in the simulator, or they kind of got to loosen up on the physics at iRacing Superspeedway. Not quite sure, but we got a green white check event.
What's the pusher speed going into the corner?
About 200. I mean, the lead, that was 200 miles an hour is the kind of in the middle of the pack car. Not sure what the leaders are. I didn't see what the leaders were running into the corners. But the 61, the car being listed on 10 minutes scoring, the 91 right now in the lead. I mean, if you're the 61, I mean, what do, Chris? I mean,
I don't know. I feel like
green light checker event.
The 61 has had the 3 behind him all night long, I've noticed. So I don't know if that's, a tight friendship there of, hey, I'll push you to the win this heat. Or if that's going to change.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, to me, the 61 is in a very vulnerable spot. I mean, like we said earlier, this track is so wide that it's almost impossible to block all lanes coming to the checkered.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to find out if the 3 drops down behind the 61, then it's going to shape up to look like the 3 is just going to push him to the win.
I mean, you also got to think there's a race number 2 as well, and I mean, if you bail on a guy coming to the win, they're going to put that in their notebook and say, okay, buddy, I will help you out next race. So, I mean, you also got to think about that. You got to think about your friends. You got to think who you want to be enemies with, who you want to be friends with, especially at a super speedway.
Yeah, so I wouldn't doubt that 3 is probably going to push the 61 to a victory on this heat, and then expect the return on the next heat.
I think that could play out, but also I do see the bail on it, win on it. I mean, honestly, you got to race with these guys almost every other week type deal on a super speedway, as this is a super speedway series. So, I mean, I honestly expect it coming into the corner. I want to be a car on this pack. I want to be the 16 right now. The inside line, right now in 3rd place, right behind the control car. That's where you want to be.
And you know what? Everybody in the stream that's watching, gotta know, is Casey Kerwin related to William Kerwin in this race?
That is interesting. Well, while people respond in chat, pace car going to go down to the safety of pit road to kick this green-white checkered off. Next flag in this race, the 61 of Keith will lead the field of green as we go back under the green flag to settle this race out. 2 laps to go. 61 got a good jump. I don't think the 3's going to have enough room to jump down below him to push him. It's a 16 right now. He's going to be right behind the 61.
Yeah, I don't know if the 3 just didn't get a good jump on that restart, but it definitely wasn't a good one.
The 16, he's going to peek out. Oh, the 3, he's going to bail on his push buddy there for most of the race. He's going to go with the 16 to the middle line. The 07 will say thank you very much. I'll take that spot to push, but he's going to eventually just get cycled out as the 3 and the 16 and get a good nice push. They're going to be the leaders of the inside line now. So like we said, the 61 was just in a vulnerable spot, but we still have 1 lap to go.
Daryl in the chat says the 3 is here to win it. He's going to make a move to win.
1 lap to go here on the Extreme Sim TV. Here's their 3 wide again for the lead. A little bit of trouble at 20. He's going to get loose, and he's going to not save the. He's still trying his best in the back to save it, but he finally goes around. But we stay green.
Oh man, if caution comes out. What do you think? 61's probably wishing for a caution.
He was I don't know, because it's done and over with. The 07 though, he's going to come show up to the party. This is going to be a drag race to the end. Possibly. But will the 3 kind of pull a Denny Hamlin move on the 16, push him out front, get him out front enough, then bail on him? We'll have to find out and watch and see as we're coming to the front straightaway to end this one. All the 3, he's going to duck to the outside. We're going to have a photo finish.
And it's the 3.
But first, the 3 wins here at the Vet2Track Superspeedway.
Daryl called it, man.
By 300th of a second, Joe Wells in the 3 car wins here at the iRacing Superspeedway for race number 1. don't go anywhere. Race number 2 to follow shortly. Wow, what an amazing race. Get this. The 316 to 91, your top 3 within 1/10 of a second. Really, within all the top 1/10 of a second is the top 5. Well, sorry, no. Yeah. The top 3 all within 1/10 of a second of each other for the win. But again, Joe Wells in that amazing looking 3 car. Looks on the back bumper, Raise Hill, Praise Dale on the back of that machine. What a great race. And I mean, clean racing throughout this whole race. We'll see if it continues on to next race. I mean, this first race, you got notes now. You got kind of ideas of who you want to work with, who works well with you, who doesn't. Be interesting to find out and see, as you don't want to go anywhere. Race number 2 here shortly.
And we all
As
know
again, Joe Wells.
the 16's not pushing the 3.
Put that in his notebook. I'm not going to go with him for the win. But I mean, he did get the win. I mean, that looks good on the point standings. But we'll get a look at your running order. Joe Wells wins race number 1, right behind him Robert Barney in that 16 machine. The number 91 will come in third. Fourth will be the 43 of Jeffrey Orden. Fifth, the 07 of George Burns. The triple 11 of Gene Watkinson. And 6th, 7th, Philip Manzo.
In 8th, the 20 of Dominic Abatiello. I probably butchered that name, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm known as the butcher of last names.
9th place finish for Dylan Picklesimmer in the number 8 machine. And rounding out the top 10, William Kerwin Jr. in the 52 machine.
Thomas Teagan going to come home in the 11th spot, 4 laps down, 5 laps down. In the 12th spot, Joshua McKinney. In the 341 machine, Travis Gilbert in 13th. And to round out your field, Doug Shaver in the 18 got into that unfortunate wreck. The unattended pit stop coming down pit road. But again, like we said, we don't want to go anywhere. Race number 2 to follow shortly. Welcome back here to the iRacing Superspeedway as race number 2 about to get underway, and looks like tonight's grid order for race number 2 is just kind of randomly generated. So the 8 of Dylan Picklesimmer, he's going to be on pole tonight. Right beside him, the 20 of Dominic. I won't even attempt to butcher that last name.
So it says it's a different order on here.
Really? What does it tell you?
It's showing that oh yeah, there it goes. It reloaded. It must not have been like it. I don't know.
In row number 2, the number 38 Philip Manzo. Still in row 2, Janine Watkinson. In row number 3, George Burns, right alongside him, Jeffrey Aldron. And then row number 4 is Keith Francesca. And right beside him is Robert Barney. And then to round out your top 10, in row number 5, the number 3, race number 1 winner, Joe R. Wells. In the 9th spot, and then right beside him, it's going to be William Kerwin.
Brother of Casey. Oh, shit. Alright. Row number 6, we got Tom Teagan. Right alongside him, Joshua McKinney. And then row 7, we got Travis Gilbert alongside him, Doug Shaver. And that'll be it. Looks like we're missing the 15th car tonight. I think last time we had 15 cars.
So field pacing currently going into turn number 3. Waiting to get the green flag here for race number 2. It's going to be the same time, same thing as last time, 25 laps. Are the only scheduled amount of laps for tonight's race as we go for race number 2. It's going to be interesting. Now all these guys, they have notes on each other saying, hey, this guy's going to work with me, this guy is not going to work with me at this racetrack. It's going to be interesting how they apply those notes, and we'll see if we get 3 organized lines or even 2. But green flag up in the air as the lead. The 8 car leads us to green. Like an equal jump from both lines. The 20. We saw last race go from the back to the front to the back to the front, but unfortunately was in the back to end it. He's up to the front now here in the 2nd spot, leading the 2nd line as maybe the 3rd line starting to form.
Okay. So, sounds like Dominic's last name is pronounced Abatello.
Abatello. Gonna take.
Sorry, we are butchering last names here, guys. I'm sorry.
We're learning. But coming around here to complete lap number 1 here as the 8 car leads it out. And no, the 341, he's going to come up and pick up almost over 13 spots. He gridded up 13th. He's right now in the lead. That's Travis Gilbert in the lead. He's picked up 13 spots. He's now the leader of the outside line. The 20 going to be pushing him. But like we said in last race, there is a very thin line of pushing or wrecking the guy in front of you.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering before this race. The first one we saw clean racing up until like the last 3 laps.
A little bit of door banging.
But are we going to see a clean race this time, or are we going to see a little bit of a dirty one?
I mean, I think you got notes on everybody of how everybody races, and I mean, we saw last race. Everybody kind of gave the room as we got 3 wide for the lead. Now the 52, 341, and the 8 all going to battle it out in the 52. He's going to jump down 2 lines and go down to the inside line. Looks like that inside line for at least the leader is the preferred line. It's the short way around the track, but also you don't got the advantage clear down off the corner. it only works about a quarter of the front straightaway, and then it just sort of dies out, and it hands it off to the second line, like we're seeing right now. The 341 almost gets a clear. Dang it, Chris, using the damn soundboard.
So the 20 is wanting to start that third line. I don't know, does he leave the 341 alone?
Well, look at the 16 out there in the, looks like the 61. He changed his paint scheme on us this race. Looks like he's gonna, those two Monster Energy Arkham 9 Series cars are gonna lead the third line, but they're gonna come down, and 16's not clear enough to get right behind the 61 though. But like the last race, we're kind of seeing the leader on the inside line kind of take command, but how long does that stay? How long does that last as that second line again starting to form up once again? We saw last race, the 61. He was a contender for the win, but just was a sitting duck on the last couple of laps. Does he learn from that and just kind of hang out in the second spot, or does he go for the lead early on and try to lead as much as he can in this thing?
I think at this point, you just lead as much as you can, especially for that 341. You know, finishing the last race. He didn't even finish the last race. 5 laps down. I think he's just going to stay out for the long haul.
Way out in front of the pack. I mean, most likely going to be out of the way of trouble. Most likely it's going to be towards the back of the field. That's what we saw. And our only caution last race was towards the end that brought out the green-white checkered. We'll see if this happens again. And I mean, this is what's really fun about double headers, is even the same track, because you kind of get used to knowing what happened last race, and now you got notes and everything, and you know where to work with. As you see the 341 kind of doing what he did in practice, was practicing blocking, but that's not going to work. The 61 going to say thank you very much. I'm going to go to the inside of you.
He overshot that block.
Like we said earlier, this track, it is width-wise very wide. I mean, it's very hard to block and get a successful one as a 341. Travis Gilbert, he's going to go all the way 3 rows back. He's going to try to get that third line again to form up. That's really kind of a little bit of pushing between the 11 and the 20. They almost got the 20 loose again, and then dang, the 341 again. Just back up to the front.
He's got a fast car underneath him.
It was amazing to me. He didn't have no help in that third line, and somehow got back up to the front. Now leading the second line. He's going to maybe try to lead the front line. Or that first line, sorry. A lot of momentum to be carried with the 341 as he's going to get clear with the 16. They're going to both come down on the first line right by that yellow line. I mean, it's between that yellow line and the banking in turn 1 and all the turns, in fact, it's pretty drastic. I mean, you don't want to touch that. You're almost going to be scraping the door panel.
Man, isn't that something? He fell back to, what, like 9th or 10th? And he's found himself back up into the first position.
Right back up to the front. I mean, it truly is amazing. I mean, there's a lot of talent there. It shows here on the Super Speedways as the 16. He's going to bail. He's going to go for the lead. Kind of got that momentum from the slingshot from the 341, but I don't think it's going to be enough as the 20. He's going to go 3 wide once again. I mean, it's amazing to watch all these guys trade lines and everything so rapidly and so fast. And I mean, it's kind of like the myth of kind of, do you weave in and out of traffic to get through the fastest thing, or do you just stay in one line?
Looks like on this track, I mean, just weaving in and out, you can also just create your own line. If you've got the pull to the front, create your own line, and it works great.
It's been very fun to watch throughout this whole race. I mean, like we saw with 341, like Chris said, he made his own line. He came to the front, as maybe the 8 car going to try to make his own line and get to the hunt to the front, as maybe we're going to have 4 wide here in a second. 4 wide into turn 1 and 2, but they're going to get situated back out by the time they get to turn number 3.
Oh, the 20 just got turned.
The 20 car. Sideways caution, number 1, and it comes early this time, right before the halfway mark. Oh, get a look at your replay as the 111 is involved as well. If we want to take a look at the replay here, I mean, so we got to find the 20. There's the 20 right there on your screen. Not entirely sure what happened. I'm going to back it up a little bit and take this frame by frame. You know, it's one of those racing deals, I think, where one car came up, one car came down. And we see this transpire in the 111. He's going to, as you see the cars gliding in front of them. As well, like we said with that banking is very, well, between, oh God, collected under caution as well. In the banking and the actual track itself and the cushion. So 3 cars in this one, no faster pairs, so looks like for some of these guys, their night is over, and it might be over for the 11 car as well. As you see right there, that's...
Oh, he got caught down that banking.
Yeah, there's hard into the inside wall, bringing out caution number 1 here at the iRacing Superspeedway. So this one comes early. I mean, you got enough fuel. Tire wear is not an issue. I don't think nobody needs a pit unless you have damage. So yeah, right now the 341 of, oh sorry, Joe Wells, our winner from last race. He's up in the front now once again. Does he stay there? It's like we saw last race. Last race says no. The leader on the last lap does not win the race. We'll see if that history plays over to this race as well, as we work caution number 1 here at the iRacing Superspeedway. The next time around, we should get the 1 to go. We're about to go about halfway, so we're going to split this race basically in 2. It's going to be interesting. I mean, we've seen it's been proven that you can go from the back to the front. How is that going to work out here with the last 10 or so laps?
I mean, I feel like we're going to see a lot more pushing, shoving, door banging. I don't think this is the last caution.
I don't think so either. I mean, this is the last race of the night. I mean, probably Joe Wells, he's going to try to go back to back. That's going to be some very good points for him. But also, like we said, there is a very, very thin line of pushing or wrecking the dude. These cars' bumpers don't match up very well. I mean, it's almost like a ramp on the front end of these ARCA cars in iRacing. They just get under the back bumper and take the back wheels off the ground and spin them around. We haven't seen that. Well, I mean, we saw that under the caution, but we haven't seen a push gone wrong. So a lot of these drivers understand the limits of these cars. But will they understand the limits towards the end and kind of try to be pushing the guy a little too much and get him spun around here with 1 to go? We'll have to find out, as I believe Pace Car will, yes he will, the Pace Car, the lights on the Pace Car gonna go out, the yellow caution lights all around the track go out, indicating 1 lap to go until we go back green flag racing.
You know, I'd like to see the 20 car pull off a win here. Wouldn't that be something? Coming back from a lap down, he's just hoping for another caution. Get
Yeah, I'm
that
not
wave
sure.
around and be back in it.
Not sure if they got lucky dogs enabled for this race, but I mean, if they do, yeah, that'd be what a great storyline that would have. That would be. We all gotta find out. I mean, I don't think, like you said, Chris, I don't think we're done with the cautions, but we'll have to just wait and see and find out. Let's look toward the back. The 18 also has a little bit of damage on that front right of that car. So we'll see how
Oh
that
yeah.
plays out, as well as the number 3. Gotta love the cat on the side of that car.
There's a little bit of a look at that damage, not much, but
So I don't know if he got cut up in that wreck last caution, or if he kind of
yeah,
got
he was
just
the
into
one
the
that
wall.
connected with the 20.
Oh, a little bit of damage. It's gonna really affect that car this time around. But pace car coming out of 3 and 4, and here pretty soon it's gonna go down to the safety of pit road, and we'll get this party back underway as we will come around to complete lap number 12. Go on to complete lap number 13 and go on to lap number 14. Pace car down and away to the safety of pit road. It's all in the hands of Joel Wells for this start. Green flag
Boogie,
in
boogie,
the
boogie,
air.
boys.
Let's go racing as the 3's going to get a jump. And we saw in the back, I saw in the background, there's a car coming, and I don't think he's a little bit damaged, so he's not going to get the real good of a slingshot. He might just lose the draft.
Oh, that's the, is that the 111 Gene Watkinson, I think?
Yeah, that might have been... No, the 111, he's down and away pit road still, because he has a lot of damage on that vehicle. I believe he was the one that hit the inside barrier. But that car that was late to the party, he's right back up
So
to
13.
the pack.
Tom Teagan.
So we just saw from the restart, only one lap in, the field has almost completely inverted themselves. As the Monster Energy, I don't know if they're teammates, I'm sure they're teammates because they got very similar looking cars. The 16 and the being listed in time of scoring the 91, but 61 on your screen. Right now they lead it. So about just over halfway in this one, and I mean the 16. I mean he's in the second spot, and really the 91 of Keith Francesca, he's right back on the same spot he was last race. I mean, do you kind of learn from that last race and say, oh, I don't want to be up front and go towards the back and maybe be in that second spot to kind of make the move off the draft, or has he learned maybe some more blocking skills from last race? We'll have to wait and see and find out as he leads lap number 14 as we go on to lap 15. Joe Wells is back up to that third spot. They're starting to single file out, which we haven't seen there for a while, but that second line is starting to form right back up once again, but they might be falling back into line. No, they don't. I mean, we haven't really seen single file running, but I think that just goes with the nature of this race. There's only 25 laps. But also that 25 laps, this course is 3 miles, so they got a little bit of time. I mean, it takes 53 seconds to get around this track in the draft to note there, so it'll be interesting to find out and see what all plays out here as we come to the closing laps of this race.
So the 341's going to create that second line all by himself.
Yeah, but he got help coming. I mean, be interesting. Maybe one of these guys in the front first line jump out, go to that second line, take a gamble. Oh, he's going to come down and in, but he's going to go back up, try to get the maybe a little bit of draft and maybe a little bit of strategy there.
He's picking them off one at a time.
Yeah, that's got to be the strategy here, guys. Pick them off one at a time and make it work that way. I mean, I agree with both of you. Great racing we're watching, man.
And we welcome Matt up here in the booth as we're on race number 2, coming around to complete lap number 17 in the books. Just about 9 laps remain in this one. I think if you're this...
Do what?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I think I'm gonna go with the 341 again on this race.
341, I mean, he's shown that he can create his own line and just roll with it. He's going to go back to the front, but, I mean, to me, I think if you're the second guy in the first line, you are sitting pretty well, because you got a lot of control in your hands. I mean, the front runner, of course, he has a lot of control in his hands as well. But this track is so wide, it's so hard to block every line here. So I think if you're the second guy in line in the first line, I think you're sitting pretty good.
Yeah,
I think guys, I'm going to be the oddball out. I'm going to go William Kerwin.
William Kerwin right now is sitting 10th. I mean, we've seen even race 1 and even this race as well. I mean, it's not hard to get up to the front. It's just a matter of executing every move to the front. For my pick to win, I think Joe Wells. I think he goes back to back and wins this one. He's sitting in the 3rd spot right now. 3rd car in that front line. I think he gets it done. That hill with that Dale Earnhardt car with, gotta love the cat on the side of that vehicle. But I think Joe Wells gets it done tonight for back-to-back. So we're starting to see once again, 2 strong lines to form up again. We're not seeing a 3rd line really form up this time, but I think you're trying to find your friends, you're trying to get away from your enemies at this point on as we complete lap number 19 in the book. 7 laps to go here at the iRacing Superspeedway. A little bit of contact, but what's amazing driving.
Wow.
And keeps it, their feet under them, and they keep going, but that's going to hurt the 11, I think, there, and he's going to go cycle all the way to the back.
You know who really needed that was the 20. The 20 really needed that wreck.
He's kind of cycled. Yeah, especially for being 1 lap down, yeah, he needed that, but I mean, time is running out. But like we saw last race, there's still an opportunity for a green-white checkered event. Still opportunity, still a lot of race to go, and still a lot of action to come as we come around to complete lap number 20. 6 laps remain in this one. In race number 2, the 8, he came up a little bit and almost took out the 11, but he gets that thing under control again. Like we said earlier, these corners are very known to throw cars up the track, and got a little bit away from the 8 there, but he saves it enough. Maybe a little bit of a tap on the brakes to save that vehicle. Okay, but Travis Gilbert, though, leads us just barely over the 13 of Thomas Teagan. One important thing to note, the top 5 did not start this race in the top 5. Your leader, Travis Gilbert, he started 13th in this one, but the 8 of Dylan Picklesimmer, he's coming back up. He had the pole for this race, I believe by random draw this race, as they did not have a qualifying session for race number 2. Well, there again, look at the 341. He's clear back to the back once again.
Look at Robert. Robert up top going for it. Barney there up top with the push. Wow. That'd be the 16 ride. Oh.
Yeah, the 16. But look there again, the 341 creating his own line once again. Does he get to the front again?
It's almost like Travis is not willing to go where anybody else is at. He's just on his own, period.
In his own little, world, if you say. almost the physics of drafting have not applied to him. It seems like the law of physics has just kind of exempted him from the rule a little bit, but in the same manner, he had a lot of knowledge on that draft and a lot of knowledge of side drafting. He's found his way from the back to the front to the back to the front, but we just have come around. We're only getting 3 laps to go. I don't think we're done battling it out. I don't even know if we're done with the cautions.
Well, it's
Very.
go ahead, 2 very distinct lines, right? Top
Yes.
and bottom, and the middle now.
Yeah, look at that. There's the 314 again, creating his own line, but the 16 is going to say, yeah, not so fast. You're going to stay right behind me, not going to get in front of me.
Yeah.
But
I think something's about to unfold. They're all getting pretty bundled up here. Even
Storm
the
and back
20,
to,
the 20 is
Look.
up in the mix.
see the 3 there pushing the 8 almost. He is right on that boundary of going too far with the push. But keeping the car in front of him straight as we come around. We're going to receive 2 laps to go. It's the 314. He right now leads really kind of the unorganized second line now as they're really spaced out again. But 2 laps to go. Still a lot of race to go. I mean, you got 6 miles to mess around with.
So now 6 miles to go, 3 and the 8 on the bottom working together, Kendall, really tight on the inside line. That could be huge.
Yeah, I mean, provided well, the 8, he's going to go up to the second line, but the 314's going to say, yeah, I'm not going to help you out. I'm going to leave you up there.
Oh, there we
big
go.
trouble. Once again, we're going to have another green-white checkered event. Caution number 2 on the super speedway.
Dang it. Well, 341 doesn't look like he's too banged up. I don't think anyone got too banged up to call it a night.
Yeah, it's going to be, if we want to take a look at the replay, we'll take this kind of slow-mo here, as maybe a little bit of net code went involved with that one, as the 61 comes up on the 314, and it just plays on from there. Not super hard hits, but still some hits. I mean, aerodynamics on this track is very important for all these cars. I mean, gotta hope the front end's not too damaged up on that vehicle. But again, the 314, he finds the 341. Sorry, finds himself in another wreck.
Well, and our biggest, our main person that is very, very happy right now is that 20.
Yeah, as long as lucky dogs are allowed in this series, he'll get the free pass.
Yep, and I got word on the stream, they are enabled free passes.
So,
come here.
So the 20, he's going to be really happy. What a story would that be? Being involved in an early wreck and come back and win this thing. I mean, it's doable. Very doable. In this race, as we saw with even with the 314. Well, yeah, 341. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling it 314. With the 341, very doable, especially in this race. As maybe some cars come down pit road.
So my question.
Cut out there, Matt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, cut out.
Cut out. All right, I'm back. So
Welcome
my
back.
question to you is, what do? You got a late race restart. You could technically come down, and we got a couple on pit road. Barney on pit road. Dylan on pit road. Of course, Travis bringing that injured car down. I mean, we get another late race restart. We get another green white checker. But is this going to be the only green white checker?
Yes.
Yeah, they only have one.
1 of 1. So, I mean, I don't think you pit at all because, I mean, I don't think you have any tire wear on this track and you don't need fuel. If you're just putting fuel in the car, you're just slowing down your car at that point. I think you stay out, stay in your position. The 3's in a tough spot right now as he's the leader. He's going to be kind of a sitting duck like we said earlier. This track is so wide, it's so hard to block every line that's going to come at you. Here towards the end of the race, there's going to be 3 or 4, and we haven't seen it yet, but maybe even 5 wins come into play.
What about 6? Could we get 6 wide, maybe? Maybe 7. You know, you've got
Well, might as well. I mean, make it a photo finish. Make it within 500ths of each other for the top 5. That'd be interesting. That'd be fun to watch.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with this 20. Go for the. He's not necessarily the underdog, but in this race, he's been the underdog. He got that caution that he so desperately needed, and I think he's gonna come full speed ahead. He's gonna charge that lead.
I think as a car in the back, I think you have a little bit more control of where you want to go because the lines are either already formed and you already see the lines in front of you. So I think you have a little bit more control in that fact. I think of the least control in this race is actually the leader. The only control that he has is starting the race and leading the first line. But blocking wise, there's not much blocking you can do.
I mean, sure you can. You can block to the wall, block to the bottom, block yourself into a wreck, you know.
You can block all day long, but you're blocking one line, the other line's that's going to start forming up. You're going to come back down, and that top line is just going to form right back up. I mean, they're going to be attacking you from every sort of direction. It's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be fun to find out. I mean, I don't think you want to try to make your move early. I think you want to make it kind of like a Talladega thing where you make it in the tri-oval, but I think you try to make it out of turn number 4.
I mean, allegedly they attacked every direction.
The lights on the top of the pace car are out. 1 lap to green. 1 green-white checkered chance for this one as that wonderful number 3 Raise Hail, Praise Dale right on the front splitter of that car.
I just had a vision. The 341 and the 20 are going to come charging through the middle to the lead.
You know, I wouldn't
I mean, what are you, a charmed one?
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if it happens. I mean, there's not much damage on that 341. We've seen him just bring it to the front, but it kind of really depends on to see if that engine has any damage. But the pace car, iRacing pace car, is going to go down to the safety of pit road. It's all in the hands of Joe Wells to come to the green flag as they hit the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. We're back underway here at the iRacing Superspeedway.
Okay, go restart zone. Oh boy.
Starting to see look at the 341. He's all the way down the bottom, but not enough momentum to carry throughout there. He's already picking up multiple spots. He's already the 4th car in the first line.
I mean, am I seeing things, or wasn't that the car that was just into the outside wall momentum?
That was. He came down, got some damage repaired, and he's in the battle for this one to win the whole thing. But right now, Joe Wells leads the whole pack, but does he keep the lead? That's the big question. So that inside line going to get a very good momentum. They're up in front of the second line by 3 car lengths. And the 20, he's all the way down almost to the apron. Half the car was on the apron. It's a very not easy bankman. And he's, look at the 20, he's all the way to the inside line. The 341, they're 4, they're 5 wide.
To the point.
5 wide there at a moment.
Oh,
the 3,
here we
he's gonna
go.
drop back 4 spots, but I don't think we're done battling yet.
2 more turns. Here comes the 20. The 20 is going to be perfect. In a perfect position, I think.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right in that. Right. That's where I want to be. Right there in that second line. But I don't know. I want to be blocking that inside line with all of my life. As you see, the 11 back behind him. He's peeking to the inside as we're coming around to receive the checkered flag on 1 lap to go. Here are the final turns. They're pushing, they're banging, and this is going to be a 3-wide finish.
20. Oh, 20.
Were they even like 4 or 5 wide? They're
and the 3 wins again.
At the end, everybody involved. Wow. And the 3, Joe R. Wells, goes back-to-back tonight.
We
wins
gotta
it
watch that replay. We gotta
by
watch that again.
1/100th of a second. They were almost 4 or 5 wide. They heard you, Matt. They gave every one of you a show tonight. What an amazing finish. I mean, they were 4, maybe even 5 wide for the win. We want to take a look. Here is the final lap coming into the final corner. They're all jostling for position, beating and banging doors. There's 3 wide.
There's a car upside down on the inside lane, guys. Past the start finish line. That is insane.
Man, look at
They're
6 wide.
They were almost 6 wide for the win there. They 11 all the way to the inside on the apron. But the 3, how about that? Goes back to back, and I mean, given the 3 car, that 3 car,
that right there, we gotta
representing the 3 car very well.
You gotta keep it there and get them a picture of that.
It will do. That's an amazing finish. I mean, they're all beating, banging doors. I mean, the 20 there, he came back from a lap down. He was there to win it. The 341, he was there. The 16, the 3, though, prevails, gets it done, goes back to back here at the iRacing Superspeedway. Wow, what an amazing race. Both races were phenomenal.
All right, guys, what do you say we talk to Joe?
Oh yeah, let's go find him and bring him down.
Hey Joe, it's Chris Kendall and Matt in the booth. You got me.
Hey, how we doing today, Chris?
Well, Chris is up there. Chris,
Yep.
you got it?
I'm Chris, yep.
Oh, sorry, Matt. Matt and Chris, my bad. I'm just
Kendall, we got
cloud
3
nine
of
right
them.
now.
We're all having a party.
But man,
It's holy cow, what a race. Go ahead.
that's what I was gonna say. What a finish. Did you think you had? I mean, I guess you gotta give it all. You gotta give it your all. And were you expecting to have that win?
I don't think I would say I was expecting to have that win. I wanted to get the run on the outside because I think it was Travis up on the inside line, the 341. And I knew he had damage, so I know they're going to be a little bit slower coming out of the turn. And I know Barney and I worked great together in the last race. I think he helped me win the last race, so I just wanted to go with him and got on that outside. Just kind of just prayed, and it worked out.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely worked out there. That was crazy. And 6 wide finish to the checkered flag is, man.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy way to cap off 3 league wins in a row. I'm elated right now.
Nice.
Well, congratulations on the back-to-back. Is any family or sponsors you like to thank or say hi to?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys to the league, Vet2Track, to Extreme Sim TV, Kerwin and the guys putting on a great league. I know I got a couple homies out there watching. I know Tom and Gio are out there watching right now, so really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching and supporting. That was pretty awesome, and yeah, just really excited to keep competing for the championship and see if I can get myself a nice little butt kicker.
Oh, sweet.
Heck,
yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
6 wide, practically, if the 18 was up there a little bit more. Or 98.
Well, congratulations on the win. Good luck the rest of the season. And see you next time.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you guys putting this on for us.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All righty. Good job, Joe.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Let's see, who else we got? Where's Mr. Barney at? There he is. Hey, Hey, Barney, it's Chris. That's right. All right. Hey, Barney, it's Matt, Chris, and Kendall in the booth.
How's it going, guys? How'd you like that finish?
Oh man, that was that was awesome. 6 wide, pretty much. Couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Yeah, it was really fun. They're putting on that show.
I mean, it technically looks like this freeze frame at the finish line looks like the top 10 cars have their own line. You know, whether or not it's diagonal behind somebody or what have you, it's everyone was surely going for their own.
Yeah, I came up short just again for the second one too. I was going to try and door bang him a little bit sooner to slow him down, but he had too much of run on the outside again.
All right, you guys got anything for him?
Yeah, I actually do. If you could go back, Barney, is there anything you could do different there?
I probably would have just tried to get alongside him and door bang him just a little bit, maybe get him up into the wall, to slow him down a little bit, because it was kind of like a sitting duck as soon as he pulled out.
Yeah, man, that seems to be the consensus. And man, what a great job, Barney. What a great race.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I really appreciate you guys doing the broadcast for us. Um, the Vet2Track is an awesome organization.
Yeah, it really is, man, and I appreciate it as well. Letting me bring in some new guys and give them a shot at it too.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at the broadcast afterwards to see what it looked from the stands.
There we go, man. Well, again, Barney, good job, man.
Thanks, appreciate you guys. Have a good one.
You too, man.
All right, so Chris, how tight are you on time here, bud?
I mean, we got one more. We can do bring Travis up here.
All right. Go. Is somebody playing with their soundboard?
that would be, I think, Chris.
Yep.
Chris is playing with the soundboard.
All right, let's see if we can find him. Where did he go? I thought he was just right there.
Ten-4. How you guys doing tonight? Yeah, that was the goal. And then coming to the end, the 20 decided to abandon ship, and rightfully so. He wanted to see if he had a chance to win that race and pull through. So hell of a finish. What do you guys think about that broadcast tonight? Yeah, hopefully, you guys and all the fans had a great show to watch. I mean, it seemed like from my point of view, it was racing everywhere. So nobody was ready to just settle and ride. Everybody was wanting that lead tonight.
That's for sure, Travis. Everybody was all over the place, including you, Mister. I'm gonna go where nobody's at all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I really didn't have a partner tonight. Both my teammates were gone. The 20 is, he's like an outside teammate, but all for himself at the same time, which is okay. That's what you got to do when you're a free agent. So, when you're alone, I was the points leader going into the race. I'd like to say congratulations to Joe Wells. He's 3 in a row now, the new point leader, and now the man to beat over here in the Vet2Track Superspeedway series.
Yeah, man, he definitely is 3 in a row, and I look forward to him continuing to have strong runs.
Yeah, I think the series is getting very competitive, and it's becoming fun. And I think tonight was the best show that we've had so far. So really, really, really proud of everybody.
All righty, again, Mr. Travis. Congratulations, great job here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. I want to give a big shout out before we get ready to end this out here. Thank you to Vet2Track, as always, for all their help with the sponsorship to bring this to you each and every week. And there is the soundboard. That's great. Anyway, I've never had that one. Oh, man. But thank you to those guys. Everybody give Chris and Kendall a hand. Their first real time on the channel broadcasting. I thought they did one heck of a job. Congratulations, guys.
Well, thank you for giving us the
Yeah.
opportunity to podcast on your channel. I mean, it's been really fun looking for the next one.
Yeah, I did have to say, yeah, we did a great job, and I did a great job until the last interview. I guess I was muted the whole time I was talking to him, so that's nice.
Wah,
Making the-
wah,
the
wah,
mix to the end.
wah.
Wait. There you go.
Alright, guys. We will talk to you very, very soon. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. I know Chris is going to go pick his wife up before he gets hit over the head with a pot. Thank you, guys, as always, to joining us on Extreme Sim TV. We will see you very, very soon, yet again, when we go back Super Speedway Racing in a week. Until then, for Matt, Crandall, and Chris in the booth, good night, everybody.
Ka-chow.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.